Okay, hello guys. Hope my microphone is set up correctly right now and everything is gonna be working fine. This is the first tutorial where I cover pretty much basics of how to move in the viewport, how to do basic stuff in Houdini, and we're gonna create some simple setup with particles and lines. Nothing too complicated. Just so you can move your lazy ass and start learning Houdini, okay? And I'm sorry I'm not looking into camera, I'm just, the first time in OBS. You gotta look at yourself there. Okay, so let's jump into it. So, the first thing, how you move in viewport is Alt, left click, okay, like that, and Alt, right click. You might ask me, okay, what's going on with your viewport? It's because I press space F. I can show you how. We get a grid. Of course, you press tab in here to get nodes. You can just write tab and write grid again, and you get another grid that is exactly the same. This blue thing on the right side of the node is to display it. We can display this one or we can display this one. They're exactly the same. You can delete one for now. Jump into this one, and my camera is still off, as you can see. You can simply press space F. First press on it, space F. Now we have it in the middle, and we're gonna rotate our camera around the object like that. Okay, what else? We go into it and we get something like that. We can choose how many rows we want of this, how many columns. Let's say we will take 25 for both of them. We can select size. You can always write in, okay, 12 here or 13 here. Okay, nothing too complicated. You can always press middle mouse bottom on this or on this, and it's gonna be something like that. And you can go left and right. You can choose how much you want. I mean, how much stepping, like 1 meter or 0.1 meter or 0,01 or yeah, whatever. Okay, so what can we do with that grid? We can, for example, go with color and select the color of that. Blue, for example. We can always go back to the grid and do that, and then select the color again. It's Houdini, it's procedural program, so you can always go back, always remake your stuff. That's the beauty of it. Okay, so let's create sphere as well. Here, and we will get primitive like that. We can change it here to what primitive type it is. We want polygon soup. You have different ones. You have polygon mesh, for example. It's gonna be looking more like in Maya or Blender, and we will go with polygon soup for this one. And you might be asking, like, Jakub, how do I display both objects at once? Okay, simple question, simple answer. It's a merge node. Press tab, write merge. You get the merge node. You hover over those two, and you press the lower point for it to grab the node, and just connect it to the merge. Then display the merge node. You get both of those 3D models together. Pretty simple. There is easier way to not having to write tab merge. You can basically hover over those two, take it, hold Alt, and release the left mouse button, and you will get a merge node. You can always change it from one to another, it doesn't matter. We will get a notification which we don't have to worry about right now, but it's always good to know what it says. So we can press middle mouse button on the node and we will get a mismatch of attributes. And you are already like thinking, oh my god, no, yeah, don't go into attributes or something like that. Yeah, we will have to go sooner or later into attributes, so get ready for that. Basically, a mismatch of attributes, as you can see, is CD. So this grid right here, you can see that we have one point attribute, that is P, position, and it's always 3 floats. We can check it here. Oh, if you don't have that on the bottom, you can basically come here and press split pane top bottom, and you will get another beautiful viewport. And we can press plus and go into here, geometry spreadsheet. Yep, okay. What else? Yeah, so we have those attributes, P, that is 3 floats. You can see 3 floats, X, Y, Zeta. Super simple. If we get the color of course is 1 and 1. If you are wondering why is it 1 and 1, it's basically RGB, and R is 0, G is 1, B is 1. Okay, let's create the color for our sphere as well. And let's give it maybe a red color. Okay, now we don't get the notification anymore because both of those objects has exactly the same attributes. Not exactly the same attributes, but the name of the attributes. So we have CD and position. CD of course is a color. It's 3 floats as well, as I told you. It's red, green, blue. Okay, what do we do next? One of the basics is, for example, attribute transfer. Just connect it left, right. What does it say? We can check it here. Geometry to transfer attributes to. So we will want our plane to get the red color from the sphere. So we just transfer like that, and we get geometry to transfer attributes from. We get the color. We can delete the merge node for now. Okay. And it's red, but we don't want the whole thing to be red. We want only where the sphere is to be red. Okay, so basically we don't know if we should write it in points or in primitives, or how should we do. So we can go back to the node, to the grid, and see that our attributes are on points. So we don't need primitives, we just write on points that it's CD. The name of our attribute is CD, right? And then conditions, and we can just make it smaller. You can blur it as well. Let's say 2 and 1. Okay, like that. Let's animate our sphere and let's make our grid a bit wider. Let's say maybe something like that. And let's take our sphere, go over here, we get that the handle, we have everything here. Like you can see, this is to stretch it. Let's maybe display this one for now only. You can rotate it, stretch as well, move. Wait, this one to move. Have move here and free rotate. Super simple. Okay, so if we would like to see our grid as well, but we don't want to like use the merge node and like wait until it's gonna load, you can simply click the other bottom, not the blue, but the pink one, and you will get the wireframe of the grid. Okay, let's animate it. The first frame, we want the sphere to be here. Okay, we press Alt of the center, so we animate only the position where it is. And let's say frame 96, it's gonna be past the grid. Alt center, and now we go back. Here you have the real-time toggle. So if we play like that, pretty simple. If we toggle off this, it will go as fast as it can. So we want real-time. Now we look if our attribute transfer the color correctly, and we don't need the wireframe of the grid anymore because we will display it anyway. And there it is. So what can we do? We can scatter point on that, and we get the red points as well there. Super. And what else do we want to do? Maybe we want to say that we emit particles from the red color. Pretty simple. We can take attribute wrangle, we can put our particles that are red, and we can do a statement for that. We can say that if our attribute is always with this at cd red, how do I know which one should I use, R or whatever? Simple, it's gonna be here, right? cd R, cd green, or B for blue. So we use color red, and when it's exactly 1, then we do what we do. Take integer attribute group underscore active is 1. Okay, so what do we do here? If the color red is 1, and you can see this in our geometry spreadsheet, that is 1, then put those particles into group active here. basically this integer at group underscore. I'm gonna make that, hey, you go there, be in this group, right there. So we say to them that if the color red is 1, you have to go and be a group active. So let's see in our geometry spreadsheet that if our color is 1, exactly 1, our group active is gonna be 1. So we see here why those 3 points are not 1, because this is like a super small offset, like it's 0,99999 and 9 forever. So we said to them that you have to be exactly 1. Okay, so now we have those grouped. We can use node that is called for blast. What blast does, it's basically a delete node. It's like delete, or we can reverse delete. But right now we set blast, like it blasted everything that we had in the scene. So now we have to say it that, hey, I have this group active, use it. And it blasted away the 1 particles that had the color exactly 1 of the red. We can change it to be like that. And now we have moving particles. I mean moving points, not particles yet. Okay, so what do we do next? We can basically take pop network. We jump into simulations right now. This will be simulated, so here we go. We have to say in pop source that it takes points. All points that are incoming, just take those and do that. That's basically it. But if you would like to go for sphere, for example, and just change it to polygon soup and do scatter onto surface, then it's gonna basically do like sphere. Okay, I have to use the node scatter. It's skipping a step if you choose scatter onto surface, because that's what it does. Like, it says exactly scatter onto surface. So it's gonna scatter, but since we just created a sphere, we didn't do anything with it, we just gonna delete it and use the thing that we've created. We say all points that are there, just take them and scatter. I mean, not scatter, just take the points and just let the points run over the solver. Okay. Next thing, we want to say in a birth, still pop source, birth here, we say that we don't want our life to be 100, we want them to be 1, for example. You will see that after 1 second, that is 24 frames, 1 here, it's gonna mean that it's the second, basically. Like, you always work in 24 frames, not always, but most of the time. So you see, we get our first point on frame 15, so 24 frames after this, they will start disappearing. Okay, we want them to actually be about 5, and let's say that we want to have some force. Like, why do we simulate it if we're not gonna use any force, right? What's the point of it? So we can use pop force. And let's give it a little bit of amplitude, and we want the force to go up, so it's x, y, z. Pretty simple. 2, for example, and we get something like that. Super simple. Okay, I already can see that this is going too far. We don't want to have points going so high up. We go back, we change the life expectancy to 2, for example. Okay, and then start disappearing after a while. Nothing too complicated. Then we can go back and use add node. What add's gonna do, it's gonna add the group of points of the same attribute. For example, if we put rest before simulation, it's gonna know that, hey, I came from this position and my bodies that are in this position that were simulated from here, they have my name. So basically we say, we don't need to do anything with this rest node. We basically need to go to add and, hey, I want to be connected to my bodies that were scattered from exactly this position. So we go attribute name and we write rest. Simulate now. And now all the points that were exactly the same from exactly the same position, they are there. Yep, pretty simple. We can do crazy stuff here, but yeah, for now I wanted to show you something super simple, so I think we can end this tutorial right here. If you have any questions, just please hit me up. I'm planning to do more of those tutorials, so if you like them, please let me know. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Bye.